Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. In today's video I'm going to be breaking down some subscriber gameplay, giving them different tips and tricks on how they can improve based off their play style, and then just basically analyzing how they play and maybe some tips and tricks that they can use to improve. If you'd like your video broken down and you'd like to submit it to me, go ahead and make sure you upload it to YouTube and then go ahead and tag me in the comments section of this video, #review, and then I'll be able to look up your file, make sure I break it down. If at any point you do enjoy this breakdown, remember to hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe if you're new, and make sure you got those notifications turned on. So let's get into the gameplay. First thing we'll look at is class setup. He's running Mountain with Clandestine, and then he's using a Type 100 with Suppressor, Rapid Fire, and Advanced Rifling. As far as my preferences go, Mountain's perfectly fine. He's going to be running a Suppressor, but he definitely needs the extended mags over the Advanced Rifling. This weapon actually has a pretty good range, even with the Suppressor attached, but the downside is he's adding hit markers onto his gun, which will make it a lot harder for him to get multi-kills with only 30 bullets in the magazine if he's going to miss any shots. This gun will be a 5 to 6 shot kill at most ranges. It can be a 4, but it's pretty much a 5 to 6 shot range at pretty much most of the ranges, especially with the suppressor attached. So what that means is if you don't miss any shots, you might be able to kill 3 people in your magazine if you're very accurate. But odds are most people are only going to hit about 20 to 30% of their shots. So when you're looking at that, that means really only 10 shots are going to hit out of your 30, and odds are you're going to lose most gunfights if you're not prepared for multiple people. So I would adjust that so you can actually increase the number of feeds. Advanced Rifling won't do too much on this one based off having a suppressor. I probably wouldn't run a suppressor on this class, but as you can see, he's pre-aiming, doing the right thing, so that's always good. You can see his HUD is completely stretched out. I talked about this in one of my prior videos. You want to make that viewable space as tight as possible, and by doing so he'll tighten up that mini map towards the center of the screen, bring everything a little closer so he doesn't have to divert his eyes. He's actually running that Clandestine, so he's able to see a little ping every time he gets a kill and every time he spawns in. Right now he just got completely melted by PPSH with 4 attachments. Pretty much 9 times out of 10 a PPSH will destroy you if you're running the Type 100. PPSH is superior to the Type 100 in almost every way, so if you run up against a PPSH, odds are you need to change classes just because this gun does not compete on that level. So that's one drawback of this gun, especially if you're going to choose a map like this with a little bit longer sight lines. The PPSH is going to win, especially if that opponent is pretty accurate. So overall, what I see so far from the gameplay is he does stick more to the outskirts of the map, which is pretty good. So that was a pretty good strategy. Right here he turns on the guy, gets a good amount of hit markers, takes him out. Hasn't necessarily needed to use his Mountain class part of it because he's not really staying on the radar at all. He has a suppressor, so he might need to change that up if he's not really getting much out of it. Right here it looks like he's going for a flank to hit the spawn, but the spawn's already flipped. He does get this guy, but you can see he just strafing back and forth, but he pulls the trigger the entire time. One thing that I probably would recommend doing is making sure you snap onto the target and then make sure you get that alignment on the shots. This guy pre-aimed with an LMG. You will get destroyed by the LMG just because that's a 3-shot kill with that weapon versus 4, 5, 6-shot kill with your weapon. Rate of fire is very similar as far as 3-shot to kill versus a 4-time. So odds are you're going to lose most of those gunfights. This gun is not the greatest gun if you're just looking to be an all-around good player. It can be very effective and used very effectively. Like I've done a best class setup on it. I've dropped V2s with it, but that doesn't make it the greatest gun. There's probably lots of guns that are a little bit easier to do. So if you're actually looking to boost your KD, score per minute, I would probably recommend switching up the weapon entirely and using something a little bit more meta-based, and then improve on those guns, and then as your skill increases, move over to these little harder to use guns. Even though this one's pretty easy to use, it puts you at a disadvantage in most gunfights. So he's doing a great thing. He's staying to the outskirts, maneuvering, pre-aiming, peeking. Right here just completely melts. Suppressor helped, maybe Mountain did. It really depends. His teammate came out for him, so they already knew where he was. You can see at this range, it should excel, but he got completely melted. He stayed alive, re-engaged, and he's at full health again. So his teammate's right there. He's able to push through here, gets melted by, again, a 4 attachment PPSH with rapid fire, advanced rifling, and grip and extended mag. So that weapon is going to continue to beat them. And overall, this gun will lose that gunfight 9 times out of 10 if they're equally skilled players. I know this because when I was going for my gold camo challenge with an SMG, he just got destroyed by that car. That nade just perfect timing through it. So Hunker could have saved him there, or armored in that position, so he's died a couple times. We'll see how that plays in with Mountain. But going back to my original point, using the PPSH is a better gun versus the Type 100. I would go into a lobby trying to get the gold camo, and then pretty much I get destroyed over and over by people running rapid fire PPSH, and I'm like, I know I'm better than these guys. I switch to a PPSH, then go on 10, 15, 20 streaks. Easy. I'm using my Type 100. It's against the same people, get completely melted. So I know for a fact that this gun will get beat out by those, so you're putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage by using this weapon. I would take off the suppressor. You don't really need it. If you're not going to be silent, you probably don't need Mountain. So I would swap those things out for other things that can help you, whether it's resistance, whether it's expeditionary, or it's you want to use infantry, or whatever the case is. Mountain isn't helping you in this scenario. The suppressor isn't helping you on this weapon because there's closer ranges that you should be melting. You're actually pushing that range a little bit further. Right here is good. He's kind of pre-aiming. The guy comes around the corner. I don't know exactly how the guy knew he was there, but that guy just kind of spots him. He may have seen him come around the corner, peeked, and then he still got melted. Again, that PPSH guy is continuing to destroy him on a regular basis, and it has a lot to do with the gun. Right there, he did miss his shots, but at that range, the PPSH, like I said, will continue to melt you. So a lot of times, if you're not using the meta weapons, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. The meta weapons, in my opinion, are the STG-44, the PPSH, the Lewis, the Kar 98K, the combat shotgun. That's one weapon from each of the different weapon classes that are the best ones in those classes all around. Not necessarily the best at one thing, but pretty much all around, those are the best ones. So you want to stick to those. Right here, he's playing it smart, waiting for the artillery to play out. He's not having a bad game by any means. Kind of standing in one spot for a little too long, not really moving around the map right now, but he's kind of looking at where the teammates are. It looks like people should be straight in front of him to this left side, or on the right side on the outside of the map. Just because where the teammates are, they look like they're inside the building. Someone threw a flashbang, so you got to be kind of wary as he comes around the corner. He should be pre-aiming if he's looking like this. If the guy runs out and then he hip fires drop shots, good use of the drop shot. He was able to melt the guy, catch the guy a little bit off guard, but he might have came around the corner pre-aiming if he did hear those footsteps. Again, he goes for the crouch, not necessarily all the way to a drop shot. Still manages to get that. He's got to get out of here. Make sure he gets full health. The teammate's right there. Wait till you get that full health before you re-engage. That does require a little bit of patience unless you're just superior in every way. But remember, this is a hit marker machine gun, and this gun is ideal for hardcore. So when you play, you want to make sure that if you're going to use this gun, you got to hit your shots, play hardcore, got that extended mag. Rapid fire is completely fine, but it gets a little tricky with this gun. You're going to lose some gunfights just because of the way the gun plays. If you did enjoy the video in any way, remember to hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe, turn those notifications on. I do appreciate all the support you guys give on the channel. Make sure you put #review in the comment section below if you want your gameplay reviewed. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.